We begin today with our eyes on the Gulf. Two storms have their sights set on the coast and could make impact within 48 hours of each other. 3 people were injured in a late-night shooting on Interstate 20 near the Jewella exit. This evening, police are still trying to sort through what happened.
I've got Caddo deputies, I've got Bossier deputies, I've got boats, we've got amphibious vehicles here, and we're told a family of 5 trapped about 7 miles in that direction.
I can only describe this as a mess. This was a scoreboard. Now, this video has been circulating on social media. We have a link to that at ktbs.com. Meanwhile, we've been working to find out more about what happened. Our PK Cannon joins us live from Grambling State. So, PK, you just spoke with the university's president. What did he have to tell you? Slowly but surely, people are getting their power back after Hurricane Laura, but many are still without.
Businesses are boarded up and down the highway. I saw a Walmart that was closed, the doors barricaded. Folks, I saw a Waffle House that was closed.
I can't let you go without asking about President Trump's appearance at St. John's Episcopal yesterday. How do you feel about the tactics that were used to disperse the protesters just minutes before the president walked up to the church?
I heard from the city of Shreveport that cars were getting stuck, and look at this. Look at how bad this is. You have moving water. What you just saw was a terrible idea. As it looks more likely that there will be a runoff election, who would you rather the governor face?
They say you can't be in 2 places at once. Well, what about 3? We went digging through public records and found LSU's neurosurgery department was billing Medicare for surgeries by a top doctor who didn't actually perform them.
As the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is alerting states to prepare for a coronavirus vaccine as soon as this fall.
Ruston got hit by the eye of the storm, and that's where the strongest winds are. So, and Natchitoches too.
Remarkable, really, for an eye to make it all the way up to Ruston, Louisiana.
No doubt about it.
This is an elaborate story. It is told through hundreds of pages of court documents. We've been following this one for over a year.
But for many in Louisiana, it will not be a relaxing 3-day weekend. Natchitoches and other cities across the state are still working to recover from Hurricane Laura.
How do you plan on winning over votes from people who typically vote Republican?
Well, I did it 4 years ago.
Some people in Bossier City are dealing with a disgusting situation. So disgusting, we actually decided to blur it. Take a look at this. Joe, you know, you and I love being above average, but not like this.
Yeah, I'm not above average in many things, but temperature-wise, I'm experiencing above average, so I guess that counts too.
Yeah, there you go. Above average humility, too.
Yes.
All right, thanks, Joe. We are live! Throw us something! Oh, hey! I caught a brownie, you guys! It's snack time, and I'm going to send it back to you now. I've been watching traffic here. Not a lot of cars on the road. That is because the people who have decided to get out of here are out of here. Now, regardless of whatever decision people made to stay or to go, I talked to some of the last people in town. About an hour before the rain started, some businesses were still boarding up and drivers were fueling up.
I'm filling up with gas going to Carthage, Mississippi.
Gas, a hot commodity when a hurricane is coming. There was a line at this small filling station in the town of Gillis.
Everybody else is out of gas.
Really?
Everybody else. We done been to multiple stores.
But while folks along the coast are accustomed to big storms, people I spoke with said Hurricane Laura feels different.
It's bigger and it looks way more intense. It's covering a bigger area.
Minutes before the rain started,
Oh no, it's like a ghost town right now.
businesses were closed in downtown Lake Charles, some with sandbags by the doors, while Kathy Smith and her son took the dog for a final walk, having made peace with a difficult choice.
It's never an easy decision. We've always evacuated, but with COVID and with the rioting and not really knowing whether the hotels still have availability north or west of us, not knowing the traffic, we just didn't feel comfortable getting on the road this late. There's no good options when it comes to a hurricane like this coming in.
And then the rain started. So Kathy Smith, who is staying in a second-story unit over there in downtown Lake Charles, tells me she's feeling optimistic because a lot of those very historic buildings there have withstood hurricanes for years to come. But I asked her if she's ever seen or remembered anything like this. She told me no. Where I'm standing right now is expected to be underwater. We are not staying here. We are actually about to get out of here, and we are going to bring you the latest as we move north toward DeRidder, which is about 50 miles north of here, at 6 o'clock and throughout the evening on KTBS 3 News.
Blink, and you just might miss this sleepy old trailer park on Old Mansfield Road.
Most of us are retired out here.
Ann Fisher knows it's not much, but she's called this Keithville community home for about 40 years.
The owner lived down the road down there, but everything was kept up. If anything was messed up, it was taken care of.
What was once known as the Armstrong Trailer Park has changed hands quite a bit in recent years, allowing conditions to deteriorate.
When I first moved here, all these roads were smooth and kept up that way all the time. There was no growth like this.
But the bonds among neighbors are strong as ever.
Everybody scratches everybody's back around here. Help each other. Somebody needs something, we're there for them.
Tammy Gooden is a mother of 2 battling breast cancer. She and her other neighbors are now left fending for themselves.
I got this on 8/7 and said I had 5 days to leave.
These pink eviction notices were mailed to one neighbor with instructions to hand them out to everyone in the trailer park. It says the water system does not meet health department standards, so the park is shutting down. Everyone has 5 days to move out.
But you guys never would have expected 5 days.
No. We knew the letter was coming, but to say 5 days?
We've all been shaking and crying and upset, And
as neighbors like Mary Bain weigh their options, they're faced with the reality that there aren't many options for moving a decades-old trailer.
when you go to move them, they just literally just disintegrate on the highway.
Not to mention, it's expensive.
We're on fixed income. I make $1,000 a month.
I'm 84 years old. I got no place else to go. I can't afford to move my trailer.
I just don't want to be put out on the street.
No.
Especially my kids.
The health department confirms a list of ongoing problems with the park's water system, all of them stemming from neglect. And all of these women understand why they need to leave.
Give us time to find some place to live. And some of us have health issues and age issues and financial issues, okay? We're not being unreasonable.
But when it comes to asking for more time, they don't know who to ask.
We have no idea who these people are.
The eviction notice was not signed with the person's name, just a company, F&H Properties. Using public records, I found the property owners, Horace and Frankie Johnson. They live in North Carolina.
My dad owned the trailer park. He started it many, many years ago.
It's really not a safe place for anybody to live. The last person that were running it just simply walked away from it and said, he was done. So I ended up having the land back with these people residing on it.
Turns out the Johnsons don't have many options either.
I've tried to find people that might be interested in buying the property and running it, but nobody wants to have anything to do with it.
The Johnsons tell me they don't expect anyone to have to pack up and leave in less than a week. Are you guys willing to work with them to give them more time?
Well, it's not going to be 5 days. That's what when you do the eviction thing, you have to put on there. Then it has to go to the court system.
She's right. I spoke with the constable who oversees this area, and he tells me when it comes to evictions, 5 days notice is the law.
When that time runs out, the landlord will contact the Justice of the Peace, who provides another 5-day notice for the constable to serve. At the end of that 5 days, a hearing, when the tenants get one last chance to tell their side of the story.
Give us more time and help.
I'll get a chainsaw, and y'all can come back out here when I put that sucker down.
Jamie Ostroff, KTBS 3 News.
And Jamie joins us now again after learning that those evictions are off.
Yes, Jerry, an eviction hearing was scheduled tomorrow, but as of this afternoon, the owner of that trailer park called the Justice of the Peace and told her not to move forward. The JOP confirmed with me today that the hearing was wiped from the docket, and that's because someone has agreed to buy the trailer park. The owners of Rightway Properties saw our 3 Investigates report about the community, which had been abandoned by its landlord. The water system had fallen into disrepair, and the owners had said they had no choice
but to condemn the property and evict everyone after they told me they were struggling to find a buyer. We were able to get Right Way in touch with those owners, and they reached a deal.
So how are you feeling about all this?
A little nervous, not gonna lie.
So that is Shan Presley. He owns Right Way Properties with his siblings. He is out there taking a look at that water system as we speak. That's why I had to catch him on FaceTime. And I was able to reach some of those tenants over the phone when I got the news this afternoon. They cried when I told them they didn't have to leave their home. Good tears.
Tears of joy,
Yes.
for sure. Jamie, good job.
I just want to tell you how proud I am of you and how far you came. Believe it or not, you have climbed some tough hills and battles over the years. I will always support you. That's part of a text message Travion Anderson sent to his girlfriend, Shateri Payne, 6 days before she died.
A young officer in the prime of her life was killed in a senseless act of violence.
Payne, who had just graduated from the academy, was leaving to start her night shift with the Shreveport Police Department January 9th. She was shot in the head in her driveway.
173.
Are y'all putting out that Travion Anderson is a suspect?
That's 10-4.
Okay, I have him detained in a patrol car at this time.
We believe Anderson shot and killed her and concocted the false narrative of her being murdered by an unknown suspect.
His cousin, Lawrence Pierre II, and a friend, Glenn Frierson, are accused of helping him hide the gun.
Prosecutors are now building their case against Anderson, the man who they say pulled the trigger. It's a big one.
And we went through it all. Hundreds of pages revealing text messages, Google searches, and interviews that tell the story of a planned-out murder of a woman trying to escape an abusive relationship. Investigators interviewed Payne's mother and grandmother, who was on the phone with Payne when she died, with the line on mute. Both women said Anderson treated Payne poorly, breaking her police radio and accusing her of cheating in the weeks leading up to her death. They said Payne had found a new apartment, put down a deposit, and was supposed to pick up the key on January 15th. But according to Payne's grandmother, Anderson had other plans. She said Payne told her in December that Anderson said he would kill her first before she left. Investigators also got a warrant to go through Anderson's phone. What they found revealed to prosecutors a deadly plan in the works. Deleted Google searches included, but were not limited to, shooting insurance, does Aflac pay for gunshots, accident insurance, gunshot wound to arm, gunshot wound to leg, and can you die from a gunshot to leg. Affidavits also reveal a series of text messages between Anderson and Pierre exchanged before Payne was killed. January 8th, Pierre texts Anderson, "Let's knock it out tomorrow." January 9th, Anderson seemingly tracks Payne's every move as she gets ready for work. 7:50 p.m. Bet she putting on clothes. 7:54 p.m. She just about done. 8:14 p.m. Should be coming down. 8:16 p.m. Outside. Officer Shateri Payne was shot at 8:18 p.m.